Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. My name is Nzali, and this is Nzali Takes Africa. I help millennial women just like you create the life that you deserve while you are living on the African continent. So, in good faith, as I said before, we are reviewing Young, Famous, and African. And in my last three videos for episode 1, 2, and 3, my resounding question was, Annie, are you okay? Annie, is you okay? I said, Annie, is you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Annie, are you okay? And the answer is no. And let me tell you why our good sis Annie is not okay. Fresh off the press, fresh off the press is this man. We know who this old guy is here. This is Baba, Two-Face, Mr. African Queen himself. This is why our good sis Annie is not okay. This is why.
Yo, my people, man, nobody hacked my account. Let me talk with you, I want to talk. Understand? I come in peace.
Innocent is why Annie is not okay. So if you have been under a rock today, today is what, January 26th. There was a statement that was put up that says, from Baba that Annie and I have been separated for a while. I'm now filing for divorce, blase, blase, blah. Then there was another post where somebody said, oh, my account was hacked. We're looking into it, blah, blah, blah. Then he comes out with this video saying, nobody hacked my account. So what you're telling us is now you are divorcing this woman. This woman who you have played with and played with and played with and had babies on and had babies on. Do you play with it? Do you play with it? You had babies on and had babies on. All of this stuff. Now you want a divorce. Now that the lady is not well, now that her mental is all discombobulated, you want a divorce. Our sister Annie is not okay. So I'm going to give Annie some grace as we continue through these other, 4 episodes that we're going to review, because our sister is going through post-traumatic stress. Being married to Baba has been traumatic for this lady. And no wonder she, and she can't put her words together and everything. This man done fried that lady's whole nervous system. Her whole nervous system is overstimulated. Our sister is not okay. So we're going to send prayers out for Annie during this time, like in a real way, because that man has run Annie through the ringer. And I know I was supposed to get into the review and the recap, but that was fresh off the press. So I had to give it to you. And I also had to let y'all know this is why I'm going to be giving Annie a little bit of grace as we continue with these reviews, because that man done ran that lady crazy. That's why she not all right. That's why she looked crazy on this show. That's why she had the initial issue with Zari. Everything, all these problems that we have seen on this TV show with Annie stem in the root with her husband. Her trying to protect her husband's image, trying to make sure that their likeness is in a certain way, not wanting people to talk about what he's actually really doing to her, believing that Zari wanted him just because she was friendly with the man and said she knew the man from a work relationship. All of that is Baba. All right, so we're going to go ahead and jump into season 3, episode number 4 of Young, Famous, and African. If you haven't already, go ahead, like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. All of those things are free, and it lets the algorithm know that you are enjoying what we're doing here. All right, so episode number 4. Yay! Candy's back. Kandi's back. Kandi's back. Kandi's back. I love me some Kandi on the show. I think she gives very good sound advice. I think she's realistic in her perspective. The only thing I don't like about Kandi is the bleaching and the consistent body modifications. But her mind is good and sound, and she gives very logical advice. And, you know, let me just give you a little bit of background. So basically, Fantana goes over to Nadia's place. Um, Fantana discloses that she believes that she's pregnant, or she already disclosed it, but they're kind of talking about it a little bit more. um Kandi comes in, and it's almost like immediately Nadia just kind of breaks down. So clearly, like, Kandi is a safe space for her, and she feels it and she knows it because she was able to be more vulnerable once she was there, more so than she was with Fontana. So they talk about um the death of AKA, which was her partner at the time. Just side note story: when I first moved to South Africa in 2015, I got introduced to like South African rappers. AKA was one of the first rappers that I was introduced to, and I absolutely loved his music. So like when I think about South African hip hop, I think AKA. Most specifically, that song, two songs actually, Congratulate Me. So congratulate me. Okay, yes, I love that one. And then the one that has Burna Boy featured, I think it's called Robbery. Uh, and it's good now. It's a robbery all out on me. I see nobody. Yeah, I love that one. I just love all his music, but like he really, really was a good artist. And she really did seem to be very much so into him. It didn't really seem like our managers put us together for publicity type of thing. So when she broke down and she talked about the silence and like not wanting to be alone, and like how her friends were on rotation at her house so that she never had to have like empty space, that like brought a tear to my eye. Cause like anybody who has kind of lost somebody that's close, like after the funeral rites, after all of that kind of stuff, the silence is the part that gets you. When you like realize that like this isn't gonna be like there's no more, right? My routine is no longer my routine. This person is no longer there. It's a yeah, the silence can be it can be tough. So um I liked that she felt comfortable enough to really share what was happening. I love the way their friendship is set up. She's like, Kandi can look at a picture and tell I'm not okay through Instagram. Kandi referenced like, I know Nadia is okay when she's doing this and doing that, the things that made her her. And that's a good friend, right? Like that's a friend that like really has paid attention to you, really knows you, really is just kind of tapped in, like, tap in. She tapped in with her friend, and I love that little scene. I'm a girl's girl. So I love a group of like supportive women, and that just made me happy. Um, so Nadia does disclose that Fontana might be pregnant with Diamond's baby, and Kandi's face is all of our face. Like, girl, didn't Kandi tell you last year that men will leave you in the desert without water? Why are you going back to the desert? You finally done made your way up out the desert. You done found a new water source, and here your behind go right back to the dried up, non-nutritious, nutrient deficient desert. But we're gonna let Fontana be. Okay. So now we transition over to the guys. Luis is taking everybody to Namibia, and it is beautiful again. I'm telling y'all, Netflix, y'all got this thing right with this young, famous, and African. Every country they go to, they are showing the beauty of Africa, and we love it. We love it. We love it. Namibia looks breathtaking. I want to go. Namibia was never on my list of places to go in Africa, and now I want to go because I've seen it on here and it looks wonderful. So yes, he takes the people to Namibia. Um, Luis, of course, Luis is always just he is really good about skating on the line of being appropriate and not appropriate. And Luis is always kind of flirting with the women's. So Zari and her husband come in. He hugs Zari. It was all close to intimate, all in the middle of the back. And I'm like, Luis, there is no way that you thought that that was okay to hug that woman like that in front of her husband. I get it. Y'all friends, y'all know each other, y'all been around each other a very long time, but that hug was a little too long and everybody noticed it. And Naked actually even said something like, bro, like, what is that? Louis, this is why people sometimes be on your neck because sometimes you be doing a little too much. That hug was a little too much, and all the men in the room clocked it, right? Including her husband. So then her husband, in his true, calm, direct, straight to the point, pulls Lewis to the side and is like, what's that? Don't do that. I take that as disrespect. This man, I'm telling y'all, Zari husband is a good communicator. He don't mince words. He get to the point. He don't have no problem having a conversation. He don't be raising his voice and getting out of hand and dramatic and all of that. He just go with what it is, what he don't like, how it feels to him. I don't want you to do that anymore. I take it as this. I love it. I every time I see him have a tough conversation with somebody on this show, he's having it in a good way. And it's funny because I think he's like one of the younger cast members and he is having the most emotionally intelligent conversations with people. So, nonetheless, he addresses him about that, told him that's a boundary we don't need to cross anymore. And I'm like, yeah, check these Negroes. um, they go on this like safari type of ride. They split the groups up, right? And so Zari's on the ride with the new girl, Zafiliwe. I think that's her name. Y'all, please forgive me. The new beauty, right? So she's on there with her. And you know, Zari used to be like a TV presenter and all that kind of stuff. Honey, Zari pulled out her old journalist skill. She said, and I was a journalist, just like Portia Williams. And she got the rattling off questions. Well, you know, online, you know, we see this and we see that. Zari was giving that lady an interview, and the lady didn't even know it. That was a free interview that she didn't even know she was having. She started talking about the cows. She started talking about, what happens when you pay Lobola and you divorce. Zari was a little bit out of line because she started off good. I'm gonna give it to Zari. Boss lady started off well. Okay, she started off giving her personal experience of when she had to divorce and how crazy her ex-husband had become, blah, blah, blah. That was your bridge, Zari. That was your bridge of connection. And the lady was like, oh, okay. But then you went left. So you had a bridge and then you set it on fire again. And I'm just trying to figure out why. Why do you insist on having a burnt bridge with this lady? And although I appreciated the messiness, I was like, sorry, you didn't have to do it like that. You didn't have to. So nonetheless, they finished the safari thing and all that good stuff. Of course, they always going to sit down and have a conversation or eat, or just commune again. Swanky discloses to the group that Fantana might be pregnant by Diamond. Why did he do that? I don't know. I don't know a group of friends to just throw around people's pregnancy information. I'm from the school of thought that most women don't really want to tell about their pregnancy until after they're through their first trimester. So this also makes me feel like this ain't real. Fantana was never pregnant. This was just a storyline that they came up with to come to us with the bull crap. It's a scheme that Todd set up. So I'm fit the way Swanky was just so casually just threw it out there, and how Fontana just so casually threw it out there, and how nobody seems to really be concerned except for Nadia's almost like fake outrage. I don't think this was ever real, ever at all. So moving on, Nadia and Diamond go boxing. And Nadia is actually asking Diamond the right questions like, this girl might be pregnant. This is happening. You have a girlfriend, really, for real, that's not her. Like, What are you doing? In true Diamond immature fashion, he evades and moves around and it's just like we just kicking it. We ain't going steady, not acknowledging the fact that he is being manipulative. He's leading the person on. None of that he's acknowledging. Diamond needs to grow up. Okay. Diamond needs to grow up. At some point, you got to move past the lover boy. I'm a platinum artist, blase blah, and get settled. Settle with something, right? Like get some groundedness about yourself. But I didn't really like that conversation because I just felt like he does what he always does. We are introduced to the new person. Again, she is another new person. Where is she? She's here in the purple right there. Any Edo. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right, but we all know her from the Nollywood films. If you have watched Nigerian films, and you have definitely seen her. So again, loving the fact that Netflix is actually putting people on the screen that we know. These are not no name African artists and famous people that they just threw together to make a show, and now the show is what's making them famous. No, we know these people. We don't seen these people. Okay. So Fantana, that was just a short little intro. Swanky introduced her to the group. So we have another Nigerian on the cast. Fantana meets up with Diamond. Every time y'all see me take a long dramatic pause, that means I don't believe nothing is going on here. Fantana meets and sits down with Diamond, tells Diamond that she might be pregnant, and Diamond, the one who has this whole time been saying, we ain't going steady, we just kicking it. Now all of a sudden he's happy that she might be pregnant. Get out of here. Diamond is crazy. All I know, Diamond is not correct. Because how are you telling everybody that you're not serious about this woman? This is just a fling. This is just this. And now you're excited that she might be pregnant? Somebody you don't know? Somebody you just messing around with? Somebody you probably don't even see unless y'all filming? This ain't real. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. No, no. So the episode, oh, at least the last part that I took notes on, Diamond and Zari's husband meet up. Again, Diamond is causing unnecessary drama. Diamond is very saucy, very sassy, very dramatic this season. Okay. And so it's kind of like you meeting down with this man, you gaslighting this man, you know you lying, you trying to make something more than what it is. I just don't get it. I mean, I get it, but I don't get it because I feel like he's too old for all of that. And then last thing but not least, we all need a friend like Nadia. Nadia was asking the right questions. Nadia was at that table and she was like, no, 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 no. Let's get to the point. And the point of it all. Let's get to that. Let's stop all this. Let's stop all the fake stuff. What is going on? We all need a friend that's willing to ask the hard questions when we too shy to ask the hard questions. And Fontana, like a dodo again, is sitting up there squabbling up. Diamond, stop squabbling up for that man. He don't mean you no good. Then it got so bad. They was gaslighting Nadia so bad. She was ready to go. And I'm like, I think you should go because this is crazy. This is insane. Y'all all know that this is a bad situation. Y'all all know the Diamond is crazy. And why are y'all entertaining this? And again, Fontana looks dumb. And I'm going to keep saying this, and I'm going to keep saying this, and I'm going to keep saying this. Fantana came on the show as a West African Ghanaian musical artist. Where is the music? Her whole existence on this show has become Diamond. Diamond is already a superstar, already established. You are not. Your focus on this show should be building your fan base, not running up behind some dry, made up storyline with Diamond. Okay. All the gaslighting in that episode 4, had me hot. I was ready to walk out when Nadia was ready to walk out because I'm like, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. So that was episode number 4, y'all. I can't wait to come back to y'all with episode number 5. And y'all continue to like this video and all my other videos. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Share the content if you like. Also, you can follow me on Instagram. It's at Nzali Takes Africa. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye.